Now we got more notes.
Of course. Okay, you guys, we're going to break this down for you. I am giving you basically what the test is. The only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to change the numbers.
Hey, what is the test?
Friday. You do the test Friday in class. I'll tell you after, but not right now. Guys, I'm waiting on you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Omar, will you take your headphones out, please? Earbuds, earpods, whatever. AirPods. Holloway. Holloway. Okay, you guys. So you are not learning anything new. This is just your review for your test. So you need to find and graph the inverse of this function. So how do we find the inverse? What's the first thing we do? Pardon? Someone said it, I didn't hear all of it. Yeah, f of x goes to y. Honestly, you want to know what I do on my paper? I'm too lazy to write it twice, so I just cross them out and I put a y there. Can I what? No. What's step 2? Switch x and y. In the back. In the student table. So this is just going to be x. What's step 3? Pardon? Yep, what's step 3? That is what we're going to do. But what's our goal on step 3? What are we trying to get alone?
Not solve for x.
Not x.
Not solve for y.
Yeah, solve for y. See a lot of you writing, so I'm going to pause. See like 4 people's noses. Can we hide our noses, please? I'm not about to get quarantined again. Do you learn anything when I'm at home? When I'm not here, do you actually do your work? Because what I see is like 10 of you do your work and most of you do nothing. So, not trying to get quarantined again. All right. What do we do? Times by? Times by 5? Exactly, both sides. Tell me what to write on the left side. How many x's? Just 5x. Tell me what to write on the other side. Good, because those 5s cross out. That's what I would do. Are those like terms? No, so they can't go together. So as good as we got is this. How do I get rid of the negative on that y? You can either multiply or divide by a negative. Doesn't matter. You want to know what I do? I just change every single sign. I go like this. I times the whole thing by -1. And then I just say that was a positive, so it's a negative. That was a negative, so it's a positive. I literally just flip all the signs. And then our last step is y. We're going to rewrite it as what? Inverse of f of x. inverse of f of x.
-1.
Did I mess up?
Where's the 15 minus 2?
So the negative is going to flip all the signs, right?
I know, but
Oh, right here I messed up. So that was supposed to be a plus. I'm with you, I'm with you. So that should be a minus. So that should be a minus. That's my bad. I see. I like that. I'm going to write it one more time just because it's kind of confusing. I'm with you, I messed up. Okay. What I want to show you really quickly is I want to show you how to make this easy to graph. This is pretty easy, right? What's my y-intercept?
No, negative.
Negative 15. What's my slope? Negative 5. And think of it as over 1. We're going to come back to this in a second. This is a little trickier, right? Put a 1 in front of the x if they don't give you a number. So if they don't tell you, put a 1. Break it into 2. Stay with us, baby. What's negative 15 divided by 5? Oh, I'm going too fast? All right.
Was that a negative 15, 13?
Negative 15? I can zoom in a little bit. Is that a little better? All right, guys, can we go to the next step? What's negative 15 divided by 5? Now this is the part that you might mess up on. So please pay attention. Isaiah, baby, why are you not writing the notes with us?
I was another piece of
Baby, you can't do it on the whiteboard. It's got to be on a paper in your journal.
I don't have my phone.
So grab a paper from the back and you can glue it in later. Are you guys with me? See how I just put the X on the side? That's all I did. So now what's my y-intercept and what's my slope? Good. What's my y-intercept? Negative 3. Tell me when I can zoom out and move. Can I move to there? Okay. Did we... What's up? Give me 1 second. Times it by 5, times it by 5. Oh, I see. Okay, guys, now here's the part that kind of gets tricky. When you get on a graph, they're not always going to show the whole thing. So this is here, guys, please listen. We're going to graph the original equation first. I'm making that my negative 3. You follow? From there, I'm going to go down 1 over 5. And I'm just going to have a straight line. Now, a lot of times on the graph, they're not going to have room to show you the negative 15 down here. Now remember, for an inverse, we just switch x and y. You follow me? So if this was my y-intercept, on this one, it's my x-intercept. And I can still use the down 5 over 1. Down 5 over 1. You guys following me? Now, honestly, use a calculator. Use a calculator to graph them so you can match the graphs. Remember, on the exam, you can use your notes. You can use your notes, okay? Okay, if you guys will, I'm going to flip the page to do the next one. When you're ready, flip the page so I know that you're ready. I got one ready. That's number 2. What's our first step? Yeah, just cross that out and make it a Y. Now what? Josiah, put your phone away. Put your mask on. Josiah, you got about 10 seconds before I take it. Trying to what? To what? Baby, phone away. Put it in your bag, baby. Not on your, yeah, in the bag. Switch the X and Y. Dude, Josiah. Don't be touching your phone. Leave it alone.
I'm talking about computer.
Baby, your computer should be on the Wi-Fi from here.
Oh, you don't work with
Okay, well, right now you don't even need your computer, so you can close it and put it to the side. We're doing our notes together. What do we do next? How are we going to move the 2? Yeah, we want to solve for y. How do we do that? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Minus 2 on both sides. Are these like terms? So what do we have? What do I write down? X minus 2. What's on this side? You're missing one thing when you said y to the 3. What are we missing? The negative needs to come as well. You can say y to the 3rd. You can say y cubed. Doesn't matter. Needs all of them. Okay. Do I get rid of the negative or do I get rid of the 3 first? The negative. So this is like a negative 1 times the y. The negative 1's not in the power. So we got to move that first. How do we get rid of that negative 1? Parentheses times by negative 1. Just change all the signs. How do we get rid of that cubed, that power of 3? If you're not quite sure, it's from this one. Anytime we have, like if I have to the power 3, I want to use the cubic root. If I have the cubic root, I want to use the power 3. So those undo each other. Which one do we have? Do we have the power or do we have the root?
Power.
So how do we get rid of powers?
So the root.
We're going to use the root. So we say root 3, and it goes on both sides. And you have to put the 3 in the little V part of that. It cannot be like this. That means it's multiplying. Has to be on top. Okay? We cannot simplify this side at all, so we're just going to leave it exactly the same. What does this side become? It crosses out, and what's left? The y. And how do we rewrite the y? F inverse of x equals all of this. Thank you. My allergies are killing me slowly.
Is that plus 2?
Yes, sir. What's up, Josiah? You singing to yourself? Okay. What if I gave you
You don't have to
do you guys have room to do it on the side like that? I do. Okay, there's a negative out front. It's a fraction. X minus 3 is on the bottom, and it's subtracting 2. Give you a second to write it. Isaiah, hush. Thank you. Marvin, what's my first step? Yeah. Jacob V, what's my second step? We will, but we need to. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, switch the x and y as your second step when you're finding an inverse. And then we'll do what you said, which is plus 2 to both sides. Is it Omar?
Hmm?
Yeah.
No.
Tell me. Oh, Oscar. Oscar, what does this side make?
Hold on.
Okay, I'll wait. I'll give you some time.
X plus 2.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, what's my next step? Oh, I'm sorry. I should bring this side down. I'm going to put the negative on the 1. It's just easier. And you're totally right. To get rid of the denominator, we're going to multiply both sides by y minus 3. I don't really have a lot of room right here, so I'm just going to write it sideways. Mauricio, that one. Alvarez, what's my next step?
After
You catching up? I'll give you a moment. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to give everyone a chance to participate. Part of the reason I do that is to make sure I'm not going too fast. I'm going to write down what's on this side. Gustavo, what did you say?
Divide by x plus 2.
Yeah. Alvarez, when you're ready. I just made it focus. Don't ask me why it makes noise.
Yeah, 1 second.
Anybody, what's my last step?
You change the 1 to g of x.
G inverse of x. But you're totally on the right track. And you are done with those ones. Okay, there. Pardon?
He's gonna listen.
How, like
Yeah.
that? Okay. All right. There's only one type of question left where you have to tell me if the functions are inverses or not. I'm going to go to the next page to do that, and we're going to do an example that's linear, an example that's exponent, and an example that's rational. Okay, so can I move to the next page? Okay, so this is example 4, and the directions are the given functions inverses. Are they inverses? Yes or no? So this is going to be pretty simple. We're going to start with f of x, and they give us -4. And g of x do you guys remember how to tell? How do we prove it? Okay. We're going to use composition of function. Remember, we want fog to equal x, and we want goff to equal x. That's what we want, otherwise it's not right. So let's set up fog. Tell me what to write down. I think we're at Jacob. Jacob Z. Tell me what to write down to start.
Put -4 plus 1/3, open parentheses.
Yeah, and I put a fat space like my finger. Perfect. And what are we going to throw in there?
3x plus 4.
Jose, can you help us simplify? Pardon? What do I do with the -4? Does it go with anything, or do we bring it down? Do you know what I'm asking you? So we're just working on right now. We're going to distribute this. Okay? So the -4 is going to come down. What's 1/3 times 3x? What's 3 divided by 3, you guys?
1.
1x. What's 12 divided by 3? What is 4 take away 4?
0.
What do I have left?
1x.
That's exactly what I wanted left. That means it is, but we have to go the other direction too. We also have to do Goff. Laura, help me set it up. Help me write down, we're just going to write down G with a space for the X. Help me out.
It's 3 space plus other.
You got tired of waiting? I feel that. What are we plugging in?
3x.
No, we're plugging in the F. So you're still catching up from being gone, huh?
Yeah, it's not new to me.
If you need a little bit extra time, it's okay. Josiah, what do we do now? What do I do with that 3? We did it yesterday. Starts with a D. Anybody want to help him out? Distribute. Okay, what does distribute mean, Josiah?
I have no clue.
Multiply. What's 3 times negative 4, Josiah? I'm going to keep asking you till you get me something right.
What's that?
3 times negative 4.
It's not like 4.
What kind of 12?
Maybe 4.
Negative 12. Pedro, what's my next step?
Multiply 1/3. No.
Yeah, 3 times 1/3. What's 3 times 1/3, y'all? It's just 1x. Yep. Bring down the 12. Marvin, what can we do now? This Marvin. What can go together? What does that make? Yeah. What's 12 take away 12? I'm sorry, all I can hear is this noise. Y'all, hush. Say again?
Isn't it?
It's nothing, yeah. So, Gilbert, what do I got left?
1x. Negative 1x.
It's positive, yeah. And that's exactly what we wanted. So, is this an inverse function? Are those inverses of each other? Yes. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? Now, right off the bat, I want to show you a couple quick things. Are those the same number? Is their root and the power the same number? They are.
They are?
They're both 3s.
I thought it was 2.
Those are 3s, baby.
Oh, my bad.
Okay? If they're a different number, you already know it's wrong. You already know it's not an inverse. So if that was a 5 and that was a 3, it's an automatic no. And for me, on the test, all you'd have to do for show and work is circle the ones that are different. You know what I'm saying? And I would know you know what you're talking about. Okay? Let's break this down.
But I don't know my thoughts.
You don't know what you're talking about? All right. Let's break it down. So, let's start with fog. Yes, sir. Of course. Okay, so I think we're at Michael, right? Michael, tell me what to write down. We're going to start with the F equation, so help me. Cubic root.
plus 3. Cube. And then minus 1.
Oh, sorry. The cubed has to be on the outside. I'm with you. Okay, really good job putting that together. Here comes the tricky part. Simplifying that. I'm going to set up the other direction too really quickly because it'll be easier. We're going to have our space plus 3, and it's all cubed. You guys with me? Okay, here's the thing. You literally can't simplify any of that. I mean, when you get to calculus, we'll show you some ways to do that. But do you see how you have two different terms inside? You can't cross these out because the 1 is not inside the cube. You can't cross these out because the 3 is not inside. So it cannot be any simpler. You can't reduce this. So that's, it's a no. Now, if you get something like that, honestly, the easiest way to tell is just graph it. You want me to show you how to graph it in the calculator, or are you guys okay with Desmos? Do you guys know how to graph it? Okay. Can you even see? Like, it's so, there's so much glare. Give me a second. Let me go to, so if you go to your graph, do you guys have calculators? Grab calculators real quick so you can do it with me so that you know how to do it if you get something like this on your test. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is let's graph the line y equals x. Much easier. So just literally type in an x and press enter. That's the line you want your graphs to reflect across. You guys with me? I literally just said menu 3, 1, and I typed the letter x and pressed enter.
Menu what?
3, 1. We're just putting in an equation. Okay, now we're going to put in the top equation. I'm going to show you how to put in this cubic root. Can you guys see the little caret right here? If above it, you're going to press the control and the caret, and it's going to let me fill in what root. I get to pick what root I put in. So I'm going to tell it a cubic root. And then on the inside, I have x minus 1. And then I just press enter. That's my first graph. Do you need me to go back and show you again? Okay, menu 3, 1. On your keypad, you're going to press control and then the little caret or the up arrow right here. And that's going to give you, let me see if I can turn my brightness down. Is that easier to see for you guys, or is that about right? Which one's better, 1 or 2?
1.
Okay. I can put in a cube right here, arrow over x minus 1. And then I just say enter. Okay. Tell me when you're ready for the next equation.
So menu
3.
1.
Yep.
This is our top one.
Okay, and then I'm going to put in the other equation, x plus 3. And then to get a power, you use that same caret button, but you don't press control. You just press it, and it gives you got to put in the power. Can you see that that's not reflected across that line? You can see that it's not, you know what I mean?
Like I do the power.
This button. The little up arrow by the x squared. The little caret. And that's it. You're confused or you're okay? If you come over, I'll show you. I'll literally do it with you. Okay, I want to do one more like that, and then we want to do a fraction one, and we'll be done. Okay? Now this one, I'm going to show you one that does work, okay? I want to show you one that's similar that does work. Because I want you guys to know how to do it if you get something like this. So all we're going to do is Hoff and Fa.
Is that a 5 or 3?
The power, 5. Okay. So we're going to do space for the x. I need a bigger space. I should have written a bigger space. White out to the rescue. Fat finger, fat finger. All of that to plus 1 to the 5th plus 3. That's a lot, right? We're going to put all of this right here.
Damn.
Exactly. That's why I want you to see it.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah. Absolutely can zoom in. Let me make it focus. That's a whole lot, right? It's actually not bad. It looks scary, but it's actually super easy. And these ones have to be easy or you can't do them yet. The first thing we're going to... Pardon?
Let's say FON.
FOH. That's the next one we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is we don't need these parentheses. To make it clear which ones I'm talking about. We don't need these parentheses because there's no power on them and nothing's getting multiplied. So I'm just going to write it a little bit bigger. The 5th root, x minus 3, negative 1 plus 1 to the 5th power plus 3. What's 1 take away 1? Those go away. I write down what I have left.
Wait, so what do
Negative 1 and 1, baby. Do you need me to back it up? Need me to pause? It has to be easy or you can't do it. You guys don't have the tools yet to do the more complicated, difficult things.
What's
But-
that? Like plus 1 or minus 1 minus?
That was minus 1 plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1. Okay, you guys, what do I do with those? Cross them out. So what do I have left? What does that make?
X.
That's what we wanted.
But
Let's break it down on the other side. So on this side, we're going to start with the F equation. So I'm going to write that whole thing, but instead of X, I'm going to put me a fat space. I put me a fat space. Fat, like fat. What's going to go inside on this one? You guys with me? X plus 1 to the 5th power plus 3. Can I cross those out? Nope. Because I've got other stuff inside. Can't cross them out until I get rid of the other stuff inside. But I am going to drop some parentheses I don't need anymore. I don't need that first parenthesis and I don't need that last parenthesis. I do need the x plus 1 to the 5th power because the whole group is to the 5th power. But now I have plus 3 minus 3. Josiah, do I need your phone? Do I need your phone? Okay, let's put your backpack on the other side of the table and put your phone in your backpack and take it away. Move it out of temptation zone. What's 3 take away 3, y'all? Write down what you have. Don't try to do it all in the same step. That's how you get confused. What can we do to simplify this? What can cross out?
the exponent.
The exponent and the root. What do I have left? Cancel the ones. I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit so you can see the yes. Josiah, can you put your bag on the other side of the table, please? Okay, there's only one more type. What have we not done with Fog and Goff yet? The fractional ones. Remember the fractions? The rational ones. Brain's about to be dead because I feel that. Flip the page when you're ready.
Miss Wilson, Miss notes too?
Pardon?
Did this Miss notes?
Yes. Always, always, always. Just reminding us of the directions. Do you guys want to do one that works or do you want to do one that doesn't work? One that works? Okay. Okay, let's break it down. Fog and Goff. Which equation am I going to start with?
Negative 4.
Yeah.
Negative 4
Yeah,
over
the F one. Yeah. Negative 4 over. The negative stays on the outside of the parentheses. And I'm going to need a lot of room because I have to write all of that here. It's going to be ugly, but I'm going to help you. All of this needs to go in here. There's the easy way and the hard way. The easy way is to do one step at a time. Let me show you what I mean. Are you guys to this point? No? Okay, I'll pause. Okay, most of you are to that point. I'm going to take this negative and I'm going to move it to the 4 and to the 2. So how this is going to look. See how I flipped the 4 to be negative and the 2 to be positive? And I didn't need the parentheses since I'd already distributed. And I just brought down the negative 2. See how I'm only doing one piece at a time? What's 2 take away 2? Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember, can I scroll up to the top and write some other stuff real quick? Do you guys remember if you had like 2 over 3 divided by 1 over 5? Do you remember how to do that? It's keep, change, flip. So this one stays the same. You change the divide to a multiply. And you flip the fraction over, then you just multiply straight across. So I'm going to give you a second to write that down so you can reference that for yourself. Because what we have right now is we have negative 4 divided by negative 4 over x plus 1. So we're going to keep the first one. I'm going to change division to what? Multiply. And we're going to flip the fraction over. Keep, change, flip. You guys with me? You can think of this as over 1 if you need to. What is negative 4 divided by negative 4? Positive 1. So those actually just cross out. And x plus 1 is all that I have left. So this whole ugly part just became x plus 1. And I still have minus 1. What's 1 take away 1? So what's all that I have left? Now I'm getting the vibe that we're at about a 1 out of 5 on that, on understanding and mastery. Okay, so I will take that into account. And what I'll do is I'll make that question extra credit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do the second half of the question.
What's another one?
Well, because we only did fog, we got to do Goff. You gotta like kill me now. Okay, let's set it up. I'm gonna take this whole equation. I'm gonna take the whole G equation and write it down here. But instead of X, I'm gonna leave me a fat space. Don't forget the plus 1 is still on the bottom. And minus 2 is still on the side. I just took the F equation and plugged it in. So I'm gonna come over here and zoom in a little bit because I know that you guys do better when you can actually see it. Okay, you guys, do I need these parentheses? No, so I'm just gonna cross them out. Looking at just the denominator, okay, so I'm not looking at any of this. What can we cross out in the denominator? The 1 and the 1. So I've got 4 divided by negative 4 over negative x minus 2. And then it still has a minus 2 over here. So I'm going to do some scratch work on the side. I'm going to think of this as 4 times, I'm going to flip this over. And let's see what we get. So it's 4 times negative x minus 2 divided by negative 4. What's 4 divided by negative 4?
Crosses up.
It does cross out, but there's going to be a negative 1 left. So we've got like negative 1 times negative x minus 2. Negative times a negative is a. Negative times a negative is a. So this whole thing, this ugly part, is going to change to x plus 2. I'm trying to... What's 2 take away 2? That's a yes. Okay. Now guys, that was way harder than I intended it to be. So let me alter the assignment and change what's assigned in CUDA, okay? Let me take some of those off.
So it on notes?
You are done with notes.
But we could then find it.
I'm actually thinking that you guys are pretty behind, so let's call that your assignment for today.